Hey guys, this is Blue Flare 2004, and I don't know what to say right now because I just found out. I had no idea this happened last year, but it's nobody told me. But you wondering why I'm wearing this Call of Duty World War II shirt? Well, I'm honoring the creator who created the franchise to begin with. His name is Vince Zampella. I might have butchered it. Um, as you may know, he's the creator of Call of Duty, the franchise itself. He also created Titanfall and also Apex Legends. And unfortunately, in December of 2025, he tragically died in a car accident. So normally I'd be all happy-go-lucky and positive and be all upbeat and stuff, but as a fan of Call of Duty and stuff like that, well, especially as a fan of Call of Duty, I'm not sure if this is going to be appropriate for me to do this right now, because so I'm basically making this video game review just to honor him for all the Call of Duty games he made awesome. So we're gonna review. So for this video, we're gonna review not the first Call of Duty game ever released. That game's on PC, but don't worry, I'll review that game on another time, on another video, as soon as I get my hands on a gaming PC, or at least a game I can play on Steam, because that game is available on Steam, by the way, the original Call of Duty, which that's a subject for another video entirely. But for now, I'm going to review Call of Duty 2 on the Xbox 360 in honor of Vince. So let's check out what this game has to offer and see where the franchise first began when this game somehow ended up on home consoles. Now, before I do, I just want to mention that this game was released in 2005, and this game was on PC and the Xbox 360, and I'm afraid this game never got a PlayStation 3 release. So if you happen to own a PlayStation 3, you're out of luck. This game never got a PlayStation 3 release. So if you happen to get a gaming PC, you may as well, I'll get to that conclusion in just a sec. Before I get to that, why don't we see what this game's like? As you can see, this is one of those World War II Call of Duties. Now, as you may know, this game is originally a World War II type game. The early Call of Duties were all World War II based, where you fight Nazis and stuff. And that's basically it. And it does say on the back, it says sequel to the Game of the Year. Does this mean the first game was Game of the Year? And it contains film footage provided by military. It's hard to see. It's hard to see. Sorry. It's a military channel. Sorry. GameSpy Best of E3 in 2005. So this game is a pretty good award. So let's see how good this game is. So let's check it out. So let's pop this game in and see what it has to offer. Now this game's going to be played on my Xbox Series X instead of my Xbox 360, because I don't have the Xbox 360 with me, and even if I did, this console is backwards compatible with the game. So let's check it out. So as you can see, this is not being played on my Xbox Series X. I mean Xbox 360. This is actually being played on my Xbox Series X, as you can see. And this game has a copyright date of 2005, and it's one of the first Call of Duty games to be played on to to be released on home consoles, in addition to PC, made by both Activision and Infinity Ward. And this is one of those World War II Call of Duties where you play as the Soviet Red Army, the British Army, and the US Army. And that's basically the whole thing of the game, where you shoot Nazis throughout different tides of World War II. So here's the title, Call of Duty 2. Yeah, and when the menu pops up, you get two options, single player and multiplayer. So here's the single player menu, as you can see. Now we're going to go to mission select, and here's the missions where ranging from the Soviet Red Army, the British Army missions, and the US Army missions. And it shows it by year range, ranging from 1941 to 1945, as you can see. So we're going to choose the Winter War, which is the Soviet Red Army. That's the name of the first mission, I believe. And we're obviously going to play it on easy. And we're going to start with Red Army training, just to show you the basics of the game. Basically. And then the first part, when you first start a faction, it shows this, like, documentary-like cutscene where it shows like footage of World War II on the military channel during the events of World War II from the Soviet Red Army and the British Army and the US Army when you first start a mission from a new faction, I believe. And then it shows the missions where it shows where the mission takes place, and this is the mission itself, and it shows you the date and time and stuff. You can pause the game to look at your objectives, aka your mission of what you have to do, and the star of the compass shows your objective, which may as well be your mini-map. And this is basically the first mission of the Soviet Union, Red Army, basically. Now, throughout the entirety of the game, you'll end up fighting against the German army in World War II, basically. Yeah, and here's the two weapons, a pistol and a rifle. Pistols are good for short range. Pistols and SMGs are good for short range. But for long range, you need a rifle or a rifle with a scope. But with machine guns, anything goes, as you'll hear that guy explain after I shoot these teddy bears. You do have the option to reverse controls.
Pistols and submachine guns might be good for short range, comrade, but for long range targets, a rifle is better. Step up to the shooting range. Ready, comrades? Shoot those bottles and plates. Imagine that they are the...
Now, I'm not going to spend too much time what weapon is what, but all I can tell you is all pistols are semi-automatic or double action with revolvers. And this rifle is bolt action, but there are semi-automatic rifles such as the M1 Garand, which is the iconic rifles of World War II, featured in this game. But there's also automatic SMGs such as the famous Thompson SMG and the PPSH-41, for example, and the iconic MP40s. And there's also machine guns such as the Bren light machine gun and the BAR from the US as well. And also the MP44, or otherwise known as the SGG-44. Yeah, as you can see, the rifle loads with 5 rounds. Now, you melee the weapon like this, and basically, there's no bayonets in this game. Yeah. This is for the first Call of Duty game, I would say this is before they figured out how to add bayonets in this game. But, I don't know. This is where you throw a grenade, basically. Even though we're throwing potatoes in the training mission. Now you may notice that you can climb over walls, well, short walls, and you can duck like that. Now you may notice you can't sprint in the game, and you can crawl as well. And you can stand back up. And this is what a submachine gun would look like, such as the PVSH-41, for example. And you also get smoke grenades, and you press the other button to throw a smoke grenade. As soon as we climb the ladder, and the smoke screen and the smoke grenade is used to you use the smoke screen for cover, basically. Yeah. So let me show you what the smoke screen looks like. Yeah, that's what the smoke screen looks like. And you can use it for cover to blind machine gunners as well, basically. But you can't sprint in this game. Yeah, as you can see, well, you get the idea. And if you die in the campaign, you get a random quote, and then you start back at your last checkpoint, basically. And another thing in the game, you could also place explosives on armored vehicles, such as the Panzer half-tracks or tanks, or you could use rocket launchers on them, like the Panzerschreck or the Bazooka, or at least the Panzerschrecks are featured in this game. And I basically complete this mission, and basically this is the screen you get when you complete the mission. And this is the British missions in North Africa, where you play as a soldier named John Davis, Sergeant John Davis. Anyway, where you're issued with a Thompson SMG and a British Lee Enfield rifle. On one mission, you're issued with a British Lee Enfield rifle with a scope, which would have been more useful considering these iron sights are not that good with this rifle. The only problem with this rifle is that you can't reload this rifle when it's half empty unless you're down to 5 clips or less, like that, yeah. That's the problem with the British Lee Enfield rifles I don't like about this rifle in the game. So you can't reload it unless you have 5 rounds left or less, unfortunately, with the British Lee Enfield rifles. And this is the first mission where you're issued with a Thompson SMG with no more than a 20-round magazine capacity, unlike the Soviet PVSH-41 SMGs. Anyway, this is the mission, not the mission, but the part. Sometimes you get mission before the mission starts. You get these cutscenes where it consists of photographs from the war, and the guy explains what happens in the war before you came across the loading screen with a note from the soldier you play as. And in some British missions, you're issued with something like a British Sten submachine gun in the later missions. You can also swap weapons like the German MP40 in case you run out of ammo, for example, and replenish ammo that way. In the US Army missions, you play as Corporal Bill Taylor, where you're issued with American weapons such as the M1 Garand and such. And you first issued with a M1903 sniper rifle. Yeah, the only problem with the M1 Garand is that you can't reload the weapon mid-clip. You have to completely exhaust the clip to get a reload in, unfortunately. But hopefully you guys get the idea. But the M1 Garand does still make that iconic ping noise. Like this. So anyway, guys, that's the campaign mode of Call of Duty 2. Now, where you play as both the Soviet Red Army, the British Army, and the US Army, and fighting Nazis, basically. That's the whole campaign mode. It's pretty simple. Unfortunately for the multiplayer mode, I was gonna film it, but upon filming, I had to delete the videos because I wasn't getting anywhere with the multiplayer online because I couldn't find anyone who's gonna play this game, so I pretty much gave up. And because what are the chances of anyone playing this, unfortunately, in 2026 anyway? This, I mean, the game's so old, I don't know. But in conclusion, Call of Duty 2 may not be anything special in today's standards, but it was the best game in the E3 show for People's Choice winner in 2005. Even though it may not be anything special in today's standards, I would only recommend it if you just can't get enough World War II Call of Duty. It's always good to go back to this game if you're not interested in the newer World War II Call of Duties. If you thought Call of Duty Vanguard is bad, then maybe this might be a good blast from the past to play better than Call of Duty Vanguard. I mean, Vanguard was really neglected by the developers, honestly. I don't have Call of Duty Vanguard, but I'll probably review that game on another video as soon as I get my hands on it. I have the game, but it's not with me right now, but as soon as I get a hold of it, I promise you, I'll review it. But in the meantime, this is all I got. So I dedicate this and as soon as I find someone who can help me do the multiplayer for the game, so I can film the multiplayer of this game, I'll probably make a part 2 for this video. So I can show off the multiplayer, not by online features, but through split screen. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do online, because what are the chances of anyone playing online to play Call of Duty 2 anyway in 2026? Let alone playing on the Xbox Series X, even though the game is backwards compatible and its online services are still available, including its DLC. Yeah, but you can still buy the game and still get it if you just can't get enough Call of Duty, like World War II Call of Duty action in you. But I dedicate this video to Vince Zampella, the creator of Call of Duty and Infinity Ward. And of course, Infinity Ward created this game, and Activision publishes this game. So I dedicate this review, to Vince Zampella, who sadly, tragically died, and I'm sure his legacy lives on in this game. Next time you look at that, so basically the next time you look at this game, I'm sure you'll know his legacy lives on, even after all the previous Call of Duty games he previously made. Even though there are some bumps on the road with some Call of Duty games with some ups and downs, but in the end, Call of Duty was usually the best franchise, and personally one of my favorite first-person shooter games ever played. Like, I haven't played FPS games like this, like first-person shooter games like Call of Duty, until I started playing another game on the Xbox 360 called Family Guy Back to the Multiverse, which sadly my copy cannot play on the Xbox Series X. So if you're playing on the Xbox Series X, you're out of luck. I tried playing it on my Xbox One X, and the game is incompatible, so I haven't been able to play that game since then because of that. But there is a way to download the game. I don't know how, but as soon as I download the game, I'll probably review that game one day. That's how it all started, even though that game's not a first-person shooter game, but it functions like one. But it's still a good game. Yeah. So, hopefully this video was totally worth it, because I will admit, I do apologize. This video took a stupid amount of time to upload. I do apologize. I guess newer games are longer. I guess some games are just take longer to film than others. So, but hopefully you enjoyed this video, and if you're looking forward to me filming the multiplayer of this game, as soon as I find a way to make arrangements to make that happen, where I invite a friend to, like a special guest, to help me volunteer make a multiplayer video for it, where I have two people volunteer to help me, where I have another person help me volunteer to conduct the multiplayer, the filming of multiplayer mode for Call of Duty 2. So I'm able to film what multiplayer mode looks like. Stay tuned for the part 2 of this review. Because for now, I'll claim this part 1 as the review of the campaign mode of Call of Duty 2. For now. So yeah. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like this, and be sure to smash that like button if you agree with everything I have to say, or if you like Call of Duty in general like I do. And also feel free to comment down below if you played this game on either the Xbox 360 or if you played this on PC. Oh, and one more thing. If you're planning on playing this game on the PlayStation 3, you're out of luck. This game never got a PlayStation 3 release. So if you really want to play this game on an Xbox, on a console platform, your best bet is to get an Xbox Series X with an Xbox, along with getting this on the Xbox 360, by the way. Sorry if I forgot to mention that. But also, hit the notification bell, and I'll also appreciate if you check out my other videos. And don't forget to share my channel and my videos with everyone you know. This is Blue Flare 2004, signing off, and rest in peace, Vance, the co-creator of Call of Duty. R.I.P., sir. Yeah, your Call of Duty game, I hope you'll never be forgotten. So anyway, this is me signing off.